Well, hi, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in for a story from Pastor Joe. Well, the Christmas season is upon us, isn't it? Are you looking forward to Christmas? Well, I sure am. I love Christmas. It's a wonderful time, and it's a good excuse to remember the great sacrifice that God gave us, the great gift that God gave us in giving us His Son so that we could live forever. Jesus came as a little baby, remember? And He lived His life and He taught the people, and that means you and me too. He taught us all the good things about life. He taught us how we should live our lives so that we'll be happiest and we can make other people happy and that we can give glory to God. That means make God look good and please God and make Him happy that we're so happy and that we're taking care of ourselves too. Well, so the Christmas time reminds us, though, that after Jesus taught all of these very important lessons, He went to the cross and died for us too. This was the gift of God for the people that He had created. And so we celebrate that gift, right, at Christmas time. But I know that Christmas time means a whole lot of more things too. As time has gone on, people have made it mean all kinds of good things, I suppose, about how we can give gifts to each other to show how good it is to give gifts and how good it is to love others and how nice it is to think of others before thinking of ourselves. You know, those are good things. And so we have all kinds of other traditions that we celebrate at Christmas time too, don't we? And so, you know, you have Santa Claus and the elves and the reindeer and you have what kinds of things? Christmas lights, right? And Christmas punch and all kinds of fun things that we celebrate, and snow and winter. So we have a lot of fun at Christmas time, but we know what it's really about. It's about God's gift to us in the baby Jesus, right? Well, so I just wanted to tell you, since we're starting the Christmas season now, I wanted to tell you about when Miss Julie and I were newlyweds. You know what a newlywed is? That's when a couple gets married and they've just been married recently. And so they're still getting to know each other because now they're living in the same home and they're going to places together a lot more than they were when they were just dating, right? And the two have become one. And so we're still getting to know each other and everything when you are newlyweds for, I don't know, a year or two or three. You're just getting used to a different kind of life when two people get married, right? And they start a home together. Well, this was going on with Miss Julie and I. We lived down in Southern California our first home was in Loma Linda. That's well known to a lot of Seventh-day Adventists because we have a big university there and we have a big medical center there. And we happened to live there because I was still going to school just about a half hour away in La Sierra. So, Miss Julie and I were going to celebrate our own special Christmas. Now, of course, my family lived close by, and we were all going to go over to my mom and dad's house. We had a big Italian family, and we loved to get together. And so everybody was getting presents for everybody else, and it was going to be a really good time together. And I had waited too long to get Miss Julie a present. And it was getting really close to when we were going to go over and celebrate Christmas with my family. And I didn't know what to get her. I had no idea what to get her because we still were getting to know each other. Well, we knew each other very well enough to get married, of course, but you still don't know everything about each other. And we guys, sometimes we don't pay attention, and that was what I wasn't paying attention. So I didn't know what to get Miss Julie. I couldn't think of anything that would make her happy. She seemed to have everything she wanted. She was very happy with her life. And but you know, you want to do something for people, right? At Christmas time. So I drove to whatever store I could find. And you know what store I came to? A store called Kmart. There aren't very many Kmarts, if any, in our country anymore. But years ago, you know, how many? Well, this was about 43 years ago because that's how long we've been married. Well, there were Kmarts everywhere. In every town there seemed to be a Kmart. Wenatchee used to have a Kmart many years ago. It's where the Winco Foods is now. That used to be a Kmart, and then they moved it up to by the North Bridge there, the Ottobashan Bridge. In that big shopping center, that's where Kmart was. Then they closed it there, and we haven't had a Kmart since. And in many cities, the Kmarts kind of closed, and they're pretty much gone now. But Kmart was known for having pretty good prices for clothes and for toys and for the tools and for a lot of things. But they didn't cost too much. But the truth was, their quality probably wasn't so great either. But a lot of people like to shop there. So I went to the Kmart, and I walked up and down the aisles wondering, what am I going to get Miss Julie for Christmas? And I ended up in the clothing section. And I walked up and down thinking, what would my new wife like as a Christmas gift? Maybe I should get her a sweater. Well, I couldn't remember what size she was, but I remember I thought she had said at one point that she was a size 8. And so that was sticking in my mind, but I wasn't sure if that was true. But I walked up and down, and I couldn't find any sweaters that I thought she might like. And so I looked around at the shoes, but you don't want to go shoe shopping without the one who's going to get the shoes. They need to see if the shoes fit on their feet, right? And so I thought, well, I better not do this. So I went to the toy section, and I thought, no, she's a grown-up. She probably would like something grown-up. And then I went to the kitchen section, where they have can openers and knife sets and silverware. And I thought, well, we already have a lot of these things. We got them as wedding presents. And so, well, I couldn't think of anything to get her in the kitchen section. I went to the tools section, where they had lawn mowers and things. And I thought, no, she's not going to want me to get her a lawn mower or an edger or a shovel or anything like that. I just didn't know what to get her. So I found myself all the way back at the clothing section. That's the only thing I thought she might want. And I went up and down the aisles, and I started pushing the clothes, the hanging clothes, pushing them this way, pushing them that way, looking for something that I thought she might like, something that I thought would look nice on her. And finally I found it. I found a blue dress, and it had white polka dots on it. A whole bunch of white polka dots on a blue dress. And I looked, and there were a whole bunch of them, and they were different sizes. You know how they do it that way? They have the same pattern, the same looking dresses, but they're different sizes. So I looked for a size 8. And I looked quickly because it was getting late, and I had to still wrap it or something. And so I finally found a size 8. I saw a tag. There was a tag hanging right on the shoulder, right behind. You know how they kind of connect it there? And there was a white tag, and it was kind of folded in with all the clothes, but I saw it. There's an 8, and it said size on top. Size 8. Okay, so it was size 8. And so I grabbed the dress and I put it in my cart, and then I looked for one of those little boxes, that you can put shirts and clothes in, and they have pictures of Santa on them or nice snowflakes on top, and then you tape the box shut, right? You put some of that white tissue paper inside, and that's what I did. I went and got some of that. Oh, and while I was at it, I got some of those bows that you put on top, and then I got a name tag, right? And I got everything I needed, and I went to the cash register, and I bought all of this stuff, and I put it in the car, and I snuck home, and I put it all together, and then I had a present for Miss Julie. We then went over to my parents' house, and my brothers were there, and their wives were there, and my sister was there, and her husband was there, and some of them had children, so I had some nephews, and I can't remember if my niece was born by then, but I had a niece, and we just were a big family. and we had a good time together, and it came time to open the presents. You know, when my family got together, we had big meals. You know, we had pasta and all kinds of other stuff, and that we had our Christmas meal, and then it was time to open all of our presents. And oh, we had, I think, hundreds of presents, it looked like, because we had a lot of people in our family. And oh, my uncle and aunt came over. I remember that too. Anyway, big family. And so we had lots of presents. And so all the kids got to open their presents first, you know, and that's kind of a good thing, isn't it? Don't you think? And so the kids opened their presents, and they got this and they got that. And oh, they were so excited about it. And finally, the time came for us grown-ups that we were going to get to exchange our presents. And I went and got my present for Miss Julie, and I gave it to her, and I said, "Here you go, dear. I hope you like it." And she opened it, and she pulled that dress out, and she held it up higher and higher, and her hands kept going wider and wider and wider. I thought, that's a big dress. I didn't think it was that big. It was so big. And Miss Julie said, "What is this?" I said, "Well, it's a dress. I got this dress for you." She said, "Look how big it is. It's a big dress." Now, if you know my wife, you know she's not a real big woman, is she? She's always been kind of skinny, and her sisters were skinny. They weren't fat, and her big brother was a skinny guy too. He was pretty tall, and he was skinny. So she's always been skinny, and I knew she was skinny, but I thought she said she was a size 8, and that's what I thought I got. And then when she held it up like this, it was massive. It was so big. And so I said, "Well, you said you like size 8. I thought I heard you say that." And I think she said, "No, I'm not a size 8. I don't know where you heard that. I'm more of a," and I can't remember now what she said, but it was either 6 or a 4. She was much smaller than this big dress. But she said, "But this isn't even a size 8. I said, "Oh, yes, it is. I saw the sticker right on that dress. In fact, I left it on there to show you because I wasn't positive, but I thought I heard you say you were size 8. So that's what I got you." And so she looked on the back of the dress right there, on the back of the sleeve, and she turned that tag and showed me what it said. Do you know what it said? Size 1-8. It was a size 18. Size 18 was really big. It was for a very big woman. And Miss Julie was not big at all. And that dress, she held it up higher. She stood up and she held this dress up like it was hanging off of someone. And it was for a very large woman. And that certainly wasn't something that would fit on Miss Julie. Why did I make that mistake? Why do you think I made such a big mistake? There were a couple of things I did wrong. Well, one, of course, was I didn't really look at the tag very well, right? I didn't realize it was a size 8. And on top of that, it was blue with white polka dots. It wasn't a very pretty dress, I guess. I just didn't know the difference, and I was desperate, right? And the other thing I did wrong was wait till the last minute to get her something. And that's when all of your choices there might not be as many choices. But the worst thing that I did, the main thing that I did wrong, was I didn't listen. I didn't pay attention. I didn't listen closely and watch things and learn what was special to Miss Julie. You know, things that she enjoyed. I should have been paying better attention. So then I would have an idea what would make her happy when I went to the store, or if I was going to make something, I would make something that would make her happy. But you know what? I guess I didn't know her well enough because I didn't pay enough attention. I didn't listen when she spoke about things she liked. I didn't watch her do the things that she really enjoyed doing. And so when I got her a present, it wasn't a very meaningful present. And of course, it was the wrong size and it wouldn't have fit her anyway. And it wasn't the kind of clothing that she liked to wear, right? So I learned my lesson then. But do you know that in 43 years, 43 Christmases, well, we've had more than that because we knew each other a little longer than since we've been married. In all of those years, I think I've made that same mistake many times, probably a couple of dozen times. I, for the life of me, don't pay enough attention to know what's special for my wife. And I'm a terrible Christmas gift giver or getter, right? And so I have had a couple of times when I remember doing it right. And I want to tell you about those times. And this was just like maybe 3 years ago. 3 years ago, my wife, Miss Julie, and I were at the Hobby Lobby. You know what the Hobby Lobby is? That's a store. It's a kind of an arts and crafts store. Let's see, it's just on the other side of the bridge down there in East Wenatchee. And it's a big store, and it has a whole lot of fun things. And at Christmas time, oh, it has lots of Christmas ornaments and decorations, and it's a fun place to go if you like to make things. And so we were there. I don't know why, but we were shopping. We were looking for something specific. And as we were walking up and down, we ended up in the Christmas decorations aisle. And oh, Miss Julie, she just lit up. And I noticed it this time. I was paying attention. She lit up when she saw something. She said, "Oh, isn't that beautiful? I really like those. There's different kinds of these. I really like them. Those are really neat. How much are they? Oh, I see. That's not too bad. Oh, I'd love to have some of those to decorate my house with," she said. And I listened. I said, "Well, I don't know. We have so many other decorations, you know." And I pretended, I tried anyway, to pretend that I wasn't interested in those things. But I listened because I thought, oh, I could get her that, and she'll be happy if she gets it, right? So this is what I got her. I'm going to show you here now. I brought it with me. Here it is. Have you ever seen one of these? Yeah? Have you seen one of these? What's it called? You know what it is? I'll give you a hint. Watch this. What do you think you could put in this guy's mouth? A walnut, right? And, well, this is just kind of a pretend. This is a toy, but they have some kind of nut crackers, and you put the walnut in there, and you push down on this little lever on the back, and you see what it does. And it's supposed to crack the walnut. Isn't that fun? And that's something people like to do at Christmas time, is have walnuts and other kinds of nuts on the Christmas table, right? Where they have their food. So she fell in love with this. Oh, and there were many different kinds of these, but it sounded to me like she just wanted one. And so what did I do? But I went out and I got her this when I went back myself, so she didn't know. And I put it in a bag because it's very dainty and I didn't want to break it or anything. And when she opened this, she loved it. Oh, Joe, and she gave me a big kiss. And I was so happy that this year I got her something that she really liked. It's called the Nutcracker, right? Have you seen these before? I hope you have. And there's a story behind it, and there's a whole ballet called the Nutcracker Suite. I don't know, something like that, right? And so there it is. That's what I got her. I was victorious. I was successful because I listened, I paid attention, and I got to know her well enough over all these years to finally be able to tell when she really liked something. So I got her that, and that was really nice. Well, the next year came, and I was having to make a decision again. What am I going to get her? What should I get Miss Julie? Well, she liked that thing last year. I went back to Hobby Lobby, and look what I got her. I got her another one, and this one's different. Can you tell? Yeah, this one's different. I don't know how to do that so you can see it. But this one's different, isn't it? It's green, and it's got this long doohickey that goes up and down, and I guess that's his, I don't know what you'd call it. And then he also works. He's got a bigger mouth, huh? Yeah. And so I got that for her. And you know what? when she opened the bag and she pulled this out. Oh, that's so nice. And she put it right on the shelf with the other one. And she loved having her nutcrackers. And that was really great. Do you know what I got her last year? I got her another one. Can you believe that? And she loved it. It was so special to her. This one doesn't move. That's his axe. Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And let's see if his mouth works. He's got a beard, so it doesn't work that well, but yeah. Oh, and she loved the special blue one with all the glitter on it. Oh, and she put that up, and then she put it right up on the window ledge. So if you come to my house this Christmas, you will see all three of these guys standing on the window ledge right in front of the Christmas tree. You can see through the window from our front doorstep. You can see our Christmas tree, and then on the window ledge you'll see these guys. Oh, she was so happy to get them, and I was so happy that I finally figured out something that she liked to get. Well, there was another time when I thought I knew what she liked, because she loved her pet snake. She got a snake here way back in the 1990s, and she had it as in her third grade classroom right here at Cascade Christian Academy. And she had it for the longest time. The science teacher had given it to her, and he had named her the snake Penny. And we had Penny for, I don't know, 16 years. And Penny traveled with us when we moved away for many years. And finally, Penny was, I think, 19 years old, we were guessing, when Penny finally died. And she was a beautiful corn snake, albino corn snake, which was kind of, the color of a penny. That's why the snake was called Penny. And sadly, Penny died because it was old. And so the next Christmas, what did I get, Miss Julie? I got her a new Penny, a new baby one. And it was this long. Penny was really long. She was probably, I don't know, 3 feet long, I guess, about 3 feet long. And so when you get them as babies, they're just little things. They're about the size of a pencil. Do I have a pencil here I could show us? Yeah, here's a pencil in my drawer. Right? That's a pencil. And the new baby snake was no bigger than this pencil. And it curled up right in the palm of my hand, right like that, but curled up. And I put the new snake, baby snake, in Penny's old cage. It wasn't a cage, it was like an aquarium, but it had bark in it. You know, that's what snakes kind of like. And so I put that snake in there before Christmas because it was so small that Julie wouldn't even notice it. And Christmas time came, and I gave Miss Julie a little magnifying glass. And I said, this is what you're going to have to do to find your present from me. You take this magnifying glass and go all over the house, and you're going to have to look for it through the magnifying glass, and I'll tell you if you're hot or cold. And so as she walked around the living room, I said, oh, you're cold, you're cold, you're cold. Oh, you're getting warmer. Oh, you're getting warmer. And the closer she got to Penny's old cage, I said, you're getting warmer and warmer. And so she kept going in that direction, and she got to the cage. And she said, but there's nothing in this cage, because it was a tiny little snake. And she didn't recognize something the size of a pencil. But I said, get that magnifying glass and you keep looking. Look all over. You're really hot now. So she kept looking, and sure enough, she saw this little tiny baby snake. Oh, that's so cute. That's such a nice, whoa, what a cute little baby. It looks just like Penny, except it's a baby. I said, that's exactly right. I got you a new corn snake, but it's just a baby, and you're going to have to give it a new name and everything. And she said, well, I can't name it Penny, so I'll call it Simone, because it's the color of a persimmon. Persimmon, you know what a persimmon is? It's I think it's a fruit. I don't know, but it's a round thing, like a soft tomato or something. But it's the color of a penny too. And so she shortened the name from persimmon to Simone, right? And she called that snake Simone. Now the truth was, Simone pretty much became my baby snake because she really didn't connect with it as well as she did with Penny. But at first she thought, that was very thoughtful of you, Joe, to get me something that you thought I might really like. And eventually we gave Simone, when we moved back up here, we gave Simone to a science teacher. Penny came from a science teacher, and we gave Simone to a science teacher. He's married to our niece. And they are in Tillamook, Oregon now, and I think Simone might be doing just fine with him in his classroom. So it's really important for us to listen and to pay attention to each other and get people things that we know they either like or things that they might need, that they wish they could have, but they haven't gotten for themselves yet, right? And it's really important at Christmas time. But it made me think about a gift that was given to us. And I thought of Matthew chapter 7, and I typed it out for myself here that I wanted to read to you. Maybe you'll remember where Jesus said this to his disciples. He said, which of you, if your son asks for bread, would give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? He said, if you then, though you are evil, you have sin in you, if you know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to you if you ask him? So that reminded me that God pays close attention to every single one of us. He doesn't give us the wrong kinds of gifts. When he blesses us in ways that are best for us and will make us the most happy. Isn't that neat? He listens to us. He knows us better than we know ourselves, doesn't he? And so every blessing we get from God, our home, our family, our pets, our school, our friends, all of the good things that God gives us, he gave to us because he knew that we needed them or that they would make us happy. And the biggest gift, again, that he ever gave us was Jesus. And he knew we needed Jesus, right? God loves you very much. And so remember that at Christmas time. Let's close with a word of prayer. Lord in heaven, thank you for giving us all the best things. Thank you for knowing us well enough to get us the right kind of gift. And help us to kind of follow that example by getting close enough to each other and listening and paying attention and watching and looking for ways that we can be a real blessing to the people around us and show them that we love them and we understand them and they're important to us, they're special to us. Thank you for the Christmas season. Thank you for the gift of your Son. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you next time and have a Merry Christmas. Bye-bye, guys.